And once everything is applied up there, I will actually put springs and hammer and trigger, and then we'll clamp it together and we'll wait till it is dry. So what I did right now is I clamped it together really nicely. I use two clamps for front and the back side, so for handle and whole barrel thingy, and I also used this table. This works, so that's good. Okay, what about the trigger? Trigger works, so we've done good job. I was really afraid that some of those components wouldn't work. Look at this imprint. Okay, it's from the handle. Dude, that's crazy. Let me just do. See that? All the details. This one, trigger part. First gun is a success, and tomorrow we'll make another one. We need to finish up some seam lines, like for example up here, and right here I already did something. It's not perfect, but I patched it up. Also this front part, which will probably need a little bit of beveling, and the front part, which needs a bit of cleanup. Mostly these guns are finished. The one thing I need to do is a bit of details, like this line's screw inside of here, screws up there, but for screws I will actually not use real screws. Instead I have casted the screw heads, and now I have my mold right over here. In fact, this one should be ready. Let me try and get it out. So here they are, screw heads. They don't look particularly good. So the last day I tried to make a mold for screw heads so that I can glue them on guns and if I'll need them somewhere else. So I made this little thingy, and it failed kind of miserably because some parts were actually broken inside, so I made this one, same thing, and then I made this one. It came out perfectly fine, but as I tried to actually cast something, the problem was that it wouldn't come out really nice because everything was tied inside, and the thing broke, and that made me realize that I need to use a silicone for that. And then I used silicone for that. First I mixed too much of silicone. At the morning as I woke up, I immediately went downstairs to see how silicone molds turned out. It wasn't as I expected it to be because it did not cure. it was still a wet silicone substance, and therefore I needed to clean all the screw heads. I added some more of that catalyzer or hardener, and with that, hopefully now mold is gonna form. It's outside right now at the sun, and hopefully it's gonna work this time. This is next day in the morning. I checked this out, and guess what? It's dry. So that makes me happy. And now we should open up the present. Oh, it's not a good sign. Oh, boy. That, my friends, that is what we wanted. That is what we wanted. Beautiful. What else can I say? Beautiful. There are some pieces that had silicone under screw head, but that doesn't even matter. We can clean that up side by side. So okay guys, so this is the mold that was made from the silicone, and here you can see there's already liquid in there, and this is no more liquid, it's already hardened. This is actually body filler, so basically round the body filler plus resin. And what are we going to do right now is we're gonna open this up and we'll see how this looks inside. Yeah, really good. Okay, there are some bubbles in here, but we can fix this, no problem. Okay, like this. This one was perfectly made. This needs to be silver. I tried to paint it a little bit with the brush, but it looks kind of so I've decided that I will use spray. Okay, so I masked off this handle part right here, which is going to be a fox wooden color. Actually, it will be wooden and the texture and all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna paint or I'm gonna spray it with white acrylic paint, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. There it is. Okay, first layer of paint, which is actually not a layer of paint, is just a grain of some sort. So this is just texture. It's huge amount of paint that was added up there, so it creates that texture. Here on this side it's not as beautiful, but here you can really see that grain, and you also can see the white on the bottom. Now what we're going to do is we'll add brownish color, so really bright brown. Yeah. Okie dokie, and we are done. You can see it right over here. This is wood grain. Kind of looks like wood grain. But yeah, here it is. Now we're gonna open up the present. That looks nice. Here you have it. Oh yeah. It looks gorgeous. Look at it. Oh boy. Can you resist that beauty? And here is comparison. Ebony and Ivory. You can see Ebony, Ivory.